Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review One Shot. And this is from writer-director James Nunn and focuses on a group of elite Navy SEAL squad who are working on a CIA Black Site Island prison mission where they need to transport a prisoner, and then insurgents come in and try to kill the prisoner and capture him, and all hell breaks loose. And that's basically this movie, thrown in with a bunch of very cheesy and on-the-nose dialogue where people are arguing about what's the best way to get information from people, like interrogating them, yada yada yada, terrorists, yada yada yada. Basically, this just feels like some kind of setup just to give an excuse for them to do all this action, all in seemingly what looks like one shot. And, you have a couple of different interpretations and meanings behind the title, but that's definitely one of them. And the cinematography is really well done, obviously from Jonathan Illes, who is able to get through this whole entire film focusing on just this camera moving along with all these people. They have yelling fights, people are shooting each other, there's some pretty inspired action sequences at certain points, but a lot of the time it feels just like a video game first-person shooter going around and just shooting people. And after a while it gets pretty repetitive, and especially when these characters don't have a whole lot of depth, they all feel like they're just cardboard cutouts of like tropes and stereotypes that you would expect in this situation so that they can have thematic arguments with each other along the way. Scott Adkins, who is one of the Navy SEALs, kicks ass, does his thing in this film, and is really impressive in it. And he is a stuntman, he knows what he's doing, and it really shows in this film. You have Ashley Greene, who does her job perfectly fine in this film too. Ryan Phillippe's in it, and you just have everybody going through, doing their thing, and creating some cool action, but not really with any dialogue that's particularly interesting to hear, any narrative that's very interesting or engaging or impressive, because it just kind of throws around like, hey, here's some twists. It's like, you could have seen that coming, and you don't really feel emotional connection. You do have some more genuine moments between some of the soldiers, and you could feel their connection with each other, and that's probably the most heart you're going to find in this film. But in general, it is still just a long excuse to have a really awesome, long, extended action sequence for like an hour and 35 minutes of just one long, seemingly one take during the film. And there's some exciting moments. There's some, not just some action. There's a lot of action. It's almost unrelenting in terms of it. And if there was like a little bit more narrative depth, a little bit more character depth, and maybe a little bit more interesting dialogue along the way, this would have been something that would have been pretty impressive. Because like it lacks what films like Mad Max and John Wick have in terms of like deep, interesting, and cool mythology and some interesting characters. These are all just a bunch of people, like basically cardboard cutout Navy SEALs or government agents that are just like, I'm supposed to be this kind of character, and they're that kind of character. They do what you expect them to do, and you're all along for a ride. Might have a little bit of something to say, but not in the most finesse kind of way, and very just like blunt, this is what this film's trying to say. But if you're open for just an hour and 35 minutes of this crazy long take action sequence, then go for it. And it certainly delivers on that point. But those are my thoughts on One Shot. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.